A trillion-tonne iceberg, twice the size of Greater London, has come to a standstill near the remote island of South Georgia in the South Atlantic Ocean. The vast frozen giant called A23A is one of the largest on Earth and is temporarily grounded, with its next moves being very closely watched by scientists. The frozen giant has now reached a crucial stage in its lifetime. It's grounded to a halt near the sub-Antarctic island of South Georgia. It spans an area that is twice the size of Greater London. The iceberg originally broke away from Antarctica's Filchner ice shelf in 1986. For more than 30 years, it remained grounded in the Weddell Sea, effectively stuck on the seabed. And then in the year 2020, it began drifting again with ocean currents into the Southern Ocean. And now it appears to have temporarily grounded on the continental shelf surrounding South Georgia, where the scientists are very closely watching its impact.
What happens next is we think that it will gradually move from that position as the warmer water ingresses underneath the underside of the iceberg and melts it a little bit further. And the current trajectory will probably take it around South Georgia. And it's not likely to collide with South Georgia, therefore not likely to be an impact of all the wildlife that currently breeds and survives on that island. And then as it heads in towards the South Atlantic, there's a lot warmer water that it will encounter there. So we anticipate that it will probably break up quite swiftly once it hits that warmer water.
So as warmer water moves underneath the iceberg, it will melt the submerged portion, reducing its stability and allowing it to break free. Now, the iceberg's movements have fascinated scientists, not just because of its size, but also because of the various stages involved. Before reaching South Georgia, a 23A was temporarily trapped in a Taylor column, a process where ocean currents over a seamount create a rotating system that keeps objects in place. Now, this had delayed its expected drift north. Now that it has escaped that dynamic, scientists are interested in how its meltwater will interact with the surrounding ocean.
Possibly for this iceberg, we don't think that's linked so much to climate change because it broke off from the Filchner ice shelf a number of decades ago. And that is also part of a natural cycle of icebergs. They're formed from glaciers, they migrate down through the land and into the sea, and then eventually they break off. But it is part of an increasing pattern of icebergs moving through this area, which is dubbed Iceberg Alley. So as the climate warms, we will probably see more of these events happening over time.
So as climate change accelerates the melting of the ice shelves, the volume of fresh water entering the ocean is increasing. And this affects ocean circulation, and it could also disrupt the global climate patterns. Researchers say that understanding icebergs like A23A is key to modeling these long-term changes. The scientists will continue tracking A23A's progress using satellite imagery and ocean gliders to study its effect on marine ecosystems, ocean circulation, and the wider climate. Whether it remains intact for months or for years, its eventual fate will be to break apart and also melt as it moves into warmer waters. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.